Hi, this is CJ, and today I'm going to show you how you can build the CCNP Security Lab at home, alright, and on the GNS3 platform. Okay, as you can see this topology, this is the ASA, and I mean something good about the firewall topologies is that no matter if you are learning, whether you're learning ASA, checkpoint, or Fortinet, you're always going to have one WAN interface, one LAN interface, and one DMZ, right? If you're following the Cisco defense in depth or something like that, where you have to have multiple layers of firewall, then the WAN interface becomes something different, and the DMZ interface becomes something different. But for the perimeter device, like what we have in this topology, there's always going to be a LAN, WAN, and DMZ interface. All right. So as you can see in this topology, I have only one ASA, which is connected, which has got one LAN interface, one WAN, and one DMZ. When the WAN interface connected to R1, and the R1 and R2 are connected. There's a cloud, we don't have to consider about that, and which is this is running EIGRP AS150, and let me go through the IP address scheme. All the interfaces of this ASA have .254, the last IP address in the range. This has got .1, this got .50, and this has also got .50. So this is going to be 200.00.50, 200. R1 has both its interfaces with .1 IP address in the last octet. R2 has .2. All right. So this is a topology. In this lab, I'm gonna show you how you can build this lab in the GNS3. First, I'm gonna show you how you can install. How can you install the ASA, and then I'm gonna show you how you can connect these three computers. All right. These three computers, these three instances of Windows are running on the VirtualBox, right? I have not yet incorporated the VirtualBox in GNS3. I mean, I can do that. You can also do it if you have not done it, but there is no need for it, right? There's no need for it. Uh, Let me first tackle the GNS3 part, and then I'm going to get back to the VirtualBox. Okay, so let's open GNS3. We have to add ASA here. Okay, so first of all, go to Edit, Preferences, Qemu, click on the test settings. That's going to show you if the Qemu is working fine or not. You have to get this green message. If it says that it's successfully started, awesome. Okay, otherwise you'll have to troubleshoot this thing. Now come to the ASA. Right off the bat, it works fine. I mean, if you have not tinkered with the GNS3 settings, Qemu should work fine. All right. So let's get back to the ASA tab. We have to give this ASA and identify a name. So it could be anything, right? Let me give ASA 842. Oops, numlock is off. 842. Okay, give it 1024 RAM, 1 gig. That's fine. Number of interfaces, 6 is fine. And then we have to type the Qemu option, and that is what it is. So we have to type. We have to copy from hyphen through 32. Okay, and put it here. Cool. And this will go in the box next to kernel CMD line. This one. You have to remove this and replace it by this. Okay, as simple as that. Now I and I3, this is actually asking you to give the path of the file, the iOS image of ASA, and I have kept that in a folder named ASA on my desktop. Let me see. ASA OS. This is actually asking for oops the init rd. Okay, click on this, go to desktop, ASA, OS, and this one. Okay, once this is done, click on save. We have to give a name to, oops, hold on a second. Identify in it rd kernel must be set. Hold on a second. Oh yes, we have to give this as well. KNRNL. This is gonna be desktop, ASA, OS, this one I guess, if I'm not wrong. Yes. So we have to have both these files in the same folder, and just locate, give the path of these files and click on save. Now this has been saved. Click on OK and you are ready to go. Right? This is actually, this particular image was captured by I took this image from on my GNS3 on my ASA running on my laptop. This is my desktop computer. Okay, and it's been a while, so I kind of forgot about the kernel thing. Sorry about that. So now we have added the ASA in GNS3, so we have to see if it works. So let me drag this. Where is ASA? ASA. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. This thing works fine. So console port 3000. That's interesting. And now in order to be able to mirror this topology, we have to, let me see, minimize all these things, put this thing aside, reduce the size of this one, and start building this topology. Okay, before I do this, I would like to show you the configuration of VirtualBox. So I added these three images. Actually, basically, I added one LAN and one LAN XP image, one server 2003, and then made a clone of this. Right? It's not a link clone; it's a full clone. In order to be able to save time, you can do that. And now, once you have installed the VirtualBox, you have to add some host-based adapters, right? And this is how it's done. Go to preferences, go to network. It's gonna pull up the, yeah. I have added 6. There's no need to add 6. There only, I believe, 3 to 4 are required. But by default, there's only one. This one I have added through 2 through 6. So once you have added the additional interfaces, make sure that you restart the computer, because if you don't do that, all these changed items will not going to be reflected in the GNS3 topology. They won't be. So make changes. Whether you make changes, whether you have installed the new VirtualBox host Ethernet adapter, or you have renamed it under under the change adapter settings, whether you have renamed it, you have to restart the computer in order for these changes to reflect in the GNS3. All right, so I added 6 of them because I would be needing it for my future labs as well. So I added all these interfaces ahead of time. Right, so once I did that, I renamed it. So I made the third one as ASA DMZ, the second ASA inside of the LAN, and the fourth is the intranet. This is the intranet, this is the DMZ interface, and this one is for the LAN. Okay, so after making all these changes, I rebooted the computer, came back to the desktop, and now these changes should reflect in the GNS3 while I'm trying to add them. All right, so like I said, you can add you can integrate the VirtualBox in GNS3, or you can run it separately. It hardly matters, because we're not concerned about managing the images through the GNS. We can run the images separately and then have the GNS3 call them through the cloud. Okay, communicate with them rather. Okay, click on cancel on here. Let me power on this particular machine to begin with, this one and the DMZ. This is running Windows XP, and I have installed few applications ahead of time. One of them is the SolarWinds TFTP server, which is free of cost, and I've installed 7-zip just in case. Oops, sorry. I have installed few other smaller applications which maybe require, like the Firefox. I've installed Firefox as an alternative browser. Uh, I don't have any connection to the internet on these three, because I have not added any uh, interface. Oh, I may have missed one setting actually. I had to show you how to add the LAN card. Did not add it, so I'll have to shut down the computer once again. Not a problem. Let me this boot to the desktop first, and then we'll shut down the interface. I'm not sure why it takes a long time. We have gone something wrong with it, with the installation of this Windows XP. Come on. Okay, not a problem. Let it get back. So right click. Okay, it came back. Let me just shut it down first. And also, I'm going to disable the LAN card of this particular device. It's going to keep making that start a bit noise. Let's wait for this thing to get shut down. Okay, it's down. Now, right click on this, settings. First of all, let me just disable this audio. Yep. Go to network, enable device. Come on, enable device, host adapter, right? And now we have to come back here to check as to which one is supposed to be used for the inside network. Second, right? The second one is this. The yeah, second is the inside. Yes, sir. Second is the inside. In advance, change this deny to allow all. Okay, that's about it. Make sure that this box and this box is checked. Click on OK. Similarly, we have to go back here, DMZ computer or server, go to the network tab, enable this, make it host only adapter, advanced, allow all, and DMZ is 3. Make sure that both the boxes are checked. So 3 is for DMZ and 3 is what it is. Click on OK. Similarly, for the internet on the fire side, we have to go back here, click on enable, select host only adapter, deny through allow all, and this one is ASA internet, and this one was what? Fourth. This is fourth. Click on OK. Now we are set up as far as the LAN cards are concerned. So let me bring up this particular computer and also the DMZ. In this particular lab, I am going to show you configuration of this section up till here, right? Only this much. And in the next video I'm gonna show you this one, right? Because this is gonna require some changes made, some rules added in the ASA. In the later videos I'm gonna add one other ASA, because we have to show the firewall redundancy and also the context-based firewall, the transparent firewall. But as far as covering the NAT and basic configuration, only one ASA is required, and that's going to make sure that you have completed many labs before there is a need to install the second ASA. Okay, so as you can see that both the machines are now booted to the desktop. I have to just log in here. Oops. Similarly, I have installed Firefox in Windows Server 2003 as well. And now I need to just minimize this, concentrate on this one. So as far as the IP address scheme, I have to, this is also going to be a DNS server and an LDAP server as well, but there's no need for me to add the LDAP server right now. You can leave it for some other time. Where is it? LAN interface. Right click, open connections, properties, make it 1.254. Using this one. 254 is the address of the ASA LAN interface. Okay. Okay, this is done. ipconfig 10.0.0.1.10.0.0.54. Perfect. Now we have to give the IP address to this guy as well. And this would be 192.168.5.50. 192.168.5.50. 192.168.5.254. That's the interface of the ASA, IP address of the ASA. Okay, cool. Now this is done. Set up properly. ipconfig. Perfect. Now let me switch on the ASA, and before I do that, let me create a simple one, another folder here for ASA, and copy this thing here. Copy, paste ASA1, R1, R2, and AS2 for future labs. ASA2. Cool. So this is done. Get back to GNS3. Sorry. Bring it to the right. And bring this thing to the left. And to see, I'm gonna go through this thing pretty quickly. Okay. Bring it here. just add 1, 2, 3 clouds here. Okay, name these clouds as LAN, oops, DMZ, and host name intranet. You can also name it WAN if you want to. Intranet. And now we have to tie the LAN card to these clouds, which will allow the the host computers like these to communicate to the devices through the cloud. Okay, so LAN, this is going to go to the LAN. Where is the LAN interface? Inside. Here is inside. There it is. Add this interface. This is the inside interface. 170. Yeah. Add it. Apply. Okay. DMZ is, where is the DMZ? ASA DMZ 2BF56. 2BF56. Apply. And then we have to add intranet. And where is the internet? There it is. 8377. Perfect. Intranet added. Cool. So we are actually, we have built the lab here this much. Okay, now add 3 switches, because the host cannot communicate directly with the ASA. It has to have switches, and you can add 1 router here, another router here, a switch here, and many times you try to build this lab, you don't feel, don't think about, the aesthetics of it. Oops. Okay, now let's join these. So as you can see that, in this particular topology, I have got interface gigabit 0 to LAN, G1 to DMZ, and G2 to the WAN. Okay, so and that's exactly what I'm going to do here. So I will going to choose this interface, connect the switch, and switch to, there's going to be named, the G interface is going to be named as E, but when you boot the ASA to the, and it, when you boot the ASA, it will show as a G, so don't get confused. And this is going to be G, and it's going to E1 connected to the switch. The switch is going to be connected to this, and E2 is connected to the router. Oops, I have to see if it's going to be connected to IFA 0y0. Yeah, perfect. And manual 01 to 01 00 to switch wherever it's possible, and manual, yeah, automatic, manual, hardly matters. Okay, so what we have done here is that we have connected the ASA LAN interface to LAN XP, the WAN interface, oops, the WAN interface to the DMZ, the DMZ interface to the DMZ computer, and the WAN interface to the router. I'm not gonna type the IP addresses here because it's gonna be like exactly like this. So let me switch on this thing and see if it works. Oh, let me first think what is the console port? 3000, 2001, and 2002. I'm not sure why it gave it 3000, but not a problem. So let me just add 1, 2, 3. Give it 3000. Yeah, 3000. And R1 was come on, 2001 and 2002. R1 is 2001, that's fine. R2 is 2002. Cool. This is done. This is the moment of truth for us. Allow access. The firewall is enabled. This was asking me if I want to allow the access. I granted it. Man, this is actually a moment of truth for me. It works perfectly fine. My other computer, this is the first time I'm setting it up, and you saw that it just required to copy paste from this one, which I'm going to share with you guys, and the upload of the image. That's it. And it looks like it is booting right now. One more thing, if for some reason it stops in the middle of nowhere, just shut down the ASA and boot it again. Alright, and you have to keep doing this if it gets stuck. Normally it doesn't get stuck once it has successfully booted, and it has booted just fine. Awesome. Look at this. Good, man. So enable. So what's the password? What's the password? There's no password. Just press hit enter. Okay, there's no password. Okay, straight away I will be okay, let me just first of all stop this device and save the project. We have tested this thing that it has successfully booted, so let me just first save this project, give it a name, ASA Firewall Basic. Save virtual drives. We have to check both these boxes, and then you can just give it a path. I would like to save it in, where the heck is it? Yeah, CCNP Security Firewall and basic. Oops. Basic. Select. Okay. Now this is done. Now it's time to start the router and do some configurations. So I also told you that I'm going to show you the way by which you can save the configuration, because by default when you after making changes in the ASA firewall running in GNS3, when you try to save changes, it saves, but when you bring it back, I mean when the changes gets lost afterwards, and that we have to stop, because we have spent so much time configuring the ASA, and then when we see that the changes are gone, it doesn't give a good feeling, man. Tell you what. Let's see if it's booting. Wait. I just hope it gets stuck somewhere, so that you can understand that this can be fixed by rebooting the device. No, it didn't get stuck. So that's a good thing. Okay. Config T. The very first time when you're going to use this command config T, you will be presented with 3 options. Would you like to enable anonymous error reporting to help improve? just type n and no. Thank you. You don't want it. This is not going to come up again. Let me give a host name ASA1. Cool. And right, see, this is what I was telling you. It will going to write the changes, you save it, and it's going to go out. So best thing that you can do is, first of all, this is what I figured out. You will get this thing on the internet as well, but you're not going to work. It's not going to work. I have tweaked certain bit of it in order to make it work. So first of all, you have to make a directory name private. Yeah, got it. Then you have to copy the running configuration. Let me show you. If you hit the directory, that's the private folder. Don't alert. You also have to understand that there are no idle PC settings for the ASA. Okay, and that's the reason why my Norton showed me that error message. The prompted me for a high CPU utilization. Okay, yeah. So the private folder is created under the disk 0 drive. Okay, so we have to copy the running in configuration to disk 0 / make sure that there is no space private. Just type P and hit tab. Okay, source file, destination file, copy the running configuration. Yeah, okay. Now copy disk 0 private, private running disk 0 private startup. This I have to name startup config. Yeah, yes, done. And now you have to make sure, you have to give this command for the ASA to keep looking for this particular file for the startup configuration. Private startup config. That's it. We are done. Every time we're gonna restart this GNS3 and call this particular topology, you will see that the ASA configuration will be there. It's not going to go anywhere, right? This is what you have to do in order to be able to make sure that happens. Let me bring up this particular router as well. Come on, yep. I'm sorry for the long video, but like I said, I have to show you a lot of things. Come on. Okay. Now I have to give it an IP address FA0/0. Interface FA0/0. No shared IP address is what it is. 100.0.0.1. 100.0.0.1. Okay, this side of the network is done. Let me also configure 150.0.0.1. This is also done. Let me also configure the other router in the meantime while we are here. It's not going to take much time. I'm not going to configure the EIGRP setting right now. I'm just going to configure the links. Although it doesn't matter because hardly takes 1 second to really not a problem. R2 config t hostname R2 line console 0 exact time 000 logs in logs in direct. Okay, interface f0 by 1 an IP address 150.0.0.2. Okay, interface fa0 by 0 no shut IP address 200.0.0.2. Okay, this is also done. Let me see if I can ping the 150.1. Good. Okay. Router EIGRP 100 no auto. Man, no auto network this router EIGRP 100 no auto. Okay, perfect. This part is done. So let us start with ASA, the fun part. I mean, you already know how to do this thing. No rocket science required. For the initial labs, let me do one more thing. Let me disable ASA, disable EIGRP. Oops, router EIGRP 100 passive interface FA0 by 0. So I'm going to disable the EIGRP on this particular interface. Sorry, this one FA0 by 0 for the initial labs. Later, when you are required to establish the peership, and you can use this lab. Okay, you can bring this. You can advertise the EIGRP on this particular interface. So let's get back to this one. Okay, interface G. In routers, it's show IP interface brief. In ASA, it's show interface IP brief. Show interface IP brief. Okay, so as you can see that we have got 6 interfaces, 0 through 5. I'm gonna bring G0 no shut. IP address is gonna be 10.0.0.254. You can also leave, there's no need for you to type the subnet mask, but in that case ASA will going to make it a class full network 255000. Give it a mask of 8. So make sure that you type the exact subnet mask. Okay, now we ASA requires something known as a security level. Security level governs the flow of traffic. Now if a high security level interface can communicate with the lower security level interface, but not vice versa. So 100 is the most secured, like it should be your LAN interface, your LAN network. It's going to be the most secure. Then comes the DMZ, and 0 is the least secure, and that's the internet. So if in order to do that, we have to type name if, and if we type inside, that's gonna make sure that ASA gives this particular interface a security level of 100. See, right? So we have um, brought this interface up, and we have given IP address, we have given the name. Now, in order to be able to uh, you know manage this ASA through the ASDM, we have to enable the HTTP server. Now there is nothing, there's no HTTPS in ASA. It's called HTTP, although it is HTTPS, but it's called HTTP. So HTTP server, first of all we have to enable it. That's how it's enabled, and then we have to inside. Okay, let me just show you the command first. This is actually asking us as to which computer is supposed to manage this particular ASA. Whether we want to give a particular IP address, I can give 10.0.0.1, or I can give you the I can give it the network, or I can give it 0.0. Inside. It means any computer inside from the inside interface. This is also done. Save it. One good thing about ASA is that you don't have to use the word do. I'm not sure when Cisco is going to do away with that do. I hate it. Alright? When I have to type do and make a fool of myself by not typing the word do. Okay, so this is done. Similarly, let's go to G1. Name if DMZ name if DMZ security level of 0. I would give it a security level of 50. Yeah, and IP address would be 192.168.5.254. Right? Yep. No shut. Alright, so IP address is given, security level is given. This is how you manually configure the security level, because the ASA by default assign the security level of 0 to DMZ, not to DMZ, any other interface which it doesn't have any information about. It knows about inside and outside, but not about the DMZ. So it by default assigned a security level of 0 to it. We have to assign security level of 50 to it. So that's exactly how we do it, right? And now we have to go to interface G2. Name if outside. This is going to be taken care by ASA directly, automatically, because ASA considers all the outside interfaces with a security level of 0. Give it an IP address of 100.0.0.254.255.255.255. What has happened to my typing, man? 0. No shut. Okay, so we have show run interface G0, G1, G2. Security level is 100. By virtue of it being the inside interface, security level is 50. We gave it. Security level is 0 by virtue of it being the outside interface. Alright, so inside, outside, this is absolutely done. We have also enabled the HTTP server. Like I said, there is no HTTPS, there's only HTTP. We enabled it like this, and we allowed all the inside computers to be able to manage the ASDM, manage the ASA through the ASDM. Okay, cool. Now let us see if it is able to communicate. That's the moment of truth for us, man. 10.0.0. no, not first of all, let me do DMZ interface. Let's start with DMZ first. 168.5.50. Perfect. See, it's able to ping the DMZ interface. Let me show you just in case you don't believe me. Yeah. Okay. You can just. Okay. So I'm gonna. This is received 5 packets. I am going to send 100 packets. It's going to be 105. Let's see, it becomes 105. It becomes 105. Hence proved left side is equal to right side. QED. This is working fine. And next one is the ping 10.0.0. Yep. This too is working fine. We can check it from here. It just got 5 packets. Make it 100. It should be 105. Awesome. Now this is the last interface, the WAN interface. Let's see. Ping 100.0.0.1. Perfect. If you wanted to test that out, so you can just do, and you can ping that interface. Repeat 3 times. Echo reply from this. Perfect. Everything is working fine. So let me not waste time and save it to the 9. This is done. Now the last thing that you have to do is, like I showed you, I'm not going to show you this thing right now because it's going to require creating some rules in the ASA. This reachability to up to this point is working absolutely fine. This is working fine. This is working fine. Now I'm going to show you how you can manage this box or this instance of ASA using the ASDM. And in order to be able to do that, we first have. And now I'm going to show you how you can use ASDM to manage this ASA firewall. And first thing that we need to do is we have to transfer the image, the ASDM image, to the ASA so that the ASDM running on the computer can manage this thing. I haven't tried to install ASA on the Windows XP computer. I will only gonna use the browser, right? So first we have to see if we can establish the connectivity to the Windows XP computer. We can, as you can see, 5 pings returned successfully, replies. Now we have to copy this image, copy tftp flash 10.0.0.1 source ASDM hyphen 645.bin bin. This, yeah, okay. So this is going to copy the image, and then we're going to set this image for the ASA, and the command to do that is boot config. No, sorry. The command to do that is ASDM image. Usually takes about 45 seconds to 48 seconds to copy the image to the ASA. It's been a pretty long lab, I know that. Please, sorry for that. Okay, 52 seconds, not a problem. So we have to type ASDM image, and then we want to give the path. I think it's in disk 0. ASD, hold on, it's in a flash, I'm sorry, it's in a flash. Then ASDM, oh, ASDM, that's it, that's all you have to do. And then you can write, all these changes will be written to the ASA disk, and all the future configuration, the present configuration will going to be part of the flash.private, so that the configurations are not lost once you have rebooted the ASA or restarted the computer. Okay, now we have done this thing, so let's get back to this particular computer. Open this. We have already enabled HTTP server on the ASA and allowed the entire inside network to be able to reach it in order to be able to in order to be able to manage this device. So 10.0.0.254, yes. Since the computer does not recognize the self-signed certificate of ASA, we have to continue and accept this thing. I'm not going to install it, I'm going to run it using this. I have to accept this certificate, self-signed certificate. This particular certificate is generated and issued to the ASA on every boot, right? Every time you reboot the ASA, a new certificate will be generated. So there's no reason why we have to save this or import it, right? There is a way to permanently assign the certificate. We're going to do that in the future labs, but for now just accept it, and this is going to be presented, and you're going to present it with the username and password. So what is the username and password? Since we haven't assigned anything and there's no default username and password, so just click on OK, and this should boot you to log you to the ASDM. And there you go. We are now we have successfully logged into the ASDM, and that's the end of it all. I mean, this is the video that I wanted to show you, the basic video which allows you to install ASA in the GNS3 and build a topology, this one, and also configure the ASDM to be able to manage the ASA running using this computer. So the next lab, I'm going to show you some basic configurations, and from now onwards I'm going to be building the I'm going to be giving the small configuration, like ether channeling, like redundant interface, transparent firewall, and active passive NAT, triple A, and all those things. I'm going to be making videos for all those things, right? So I would really appreciate I really appreciate your patience on this call, in this video. I'm actually so tired. I don't know what I'm saying. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.